Greetings everyone, and welcome to the fourth and final episode of this four-part Power Rangers Lightning Collection wishlist on the Terra Adventure podcast with episode 348. This is going to be a rather short episode because since there's not that many allies, and what I mean by allies, I don't mean like, mentors or comic relief characters in Power Rangers, that I have uncertainty whether if we should do those, because we already have Zordon and Alpha as a 2-pack for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. But I was thinking more, and even Doggy Kruger, well, with his head for the Shadow Ranger, but I was actually thinking more like Ranger-like allies that aided with the Rangers if they acted like extra Rangers, even though they may not have Rangers in their name, and you have some of those Ranger-like allies like Robo Knight that can become a Zord, but also acts as a Power Ranger, but also acts as also a Zord, like Robo Knight, or even like with Ninjor in his expansion mode, and even in his warrior mode. So that's what I'm referring to. Now, if they ever did do mentor figures in Power Rangers, even though we already have Zordon from that Walmart exclusive Lightning Collection 2-pack of Zordon with Alpha 5, I was thinking more like, like I said, Ranger-like allies that have aided in the fight with the Rangers against their respective villains. So this is going to be a really brief video, so it's going to be more like 5 of those allies that I'm referring to by season. But even though many seasons don't even have much. And also, I'm going to exclude Magna Defender from the video since he's already released. But if they do another Magna Defender of sorts for Lost Galaxy with Mike and his likeness and head onto that Magna Defender figure, so I can swap that figure out, then I can, see them do that. But until then, let's focus on Ranger-like allies for this final episode of this 4-parter. Okay, so obviously for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, we have one in particular, since we already have our 6 Mighty Morphin Rangers, if you count Tommy with his White Ranger form. Speaking now that we got the metallic armor Mighty Morphin Rangers and all of the Ninja Rangers, although Rocky and Aisha and Catherine's figures will soon come out, even though they've already been released a while ago, since last month. So to kick things off about the Ninja Ranger stuff, of course you got to give the man who actually created the power coins and gave the Ranger responsible giving the Rangers the ninja power, the swift and cunningness of the Ninjor. Because, I was wanting a Ninjor action figure, although I'm going to get that retro Morphin figure when I get my hands on it to do a quick review of soon. But if they did a Lightning Collection figure of Ninjor, for instance, because he had 2 different forms. You got his standard form, and then you got his battle mode when in the size of the Ninja Megazord and the Shogun Megazord, like seen in the show. It would be nice if they did a Lightning Collection Ninjor figure, to stack up with most of your Lightning Collection figures, although that retro Morphin figure can scale exactly the same as with your typical Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin figures of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is great. But again, until I get that retro Morphin Ninjor figure, I will likely do a comparison with the Lightning figure with a retro Morphin figure that Hasbro had released for Ninjor. Because, again, growing up, I didn't have a Ninjor sort of toy, but I would like to own one. And don't get me started on NinjaCon, please, because I'm going to do that video about NinjaCon another time. But still, I would love to see Ninjor in the Lightning Collection to finish up MMPR's main wave of figures, all the different variants. You got your main Mighty Morphin, your Ninja Rangers, your Metallic Armor Rangers, and when we get Wild West Rangers for a little bit, the Mighty Morphin Mutant Rangers for the villains, sort of like that. Everything in between with MMPR when we finish up that. Okay, so Power Rangers Zeo had one particular ally, but although as much as I would like to have a Lightning Collection figure of this character, but even if he only appeared in 3 or 4 episodes of Zeo for the second half of the latter half of episodes when Jason was the Gold Ranger and we were just switching out from King Mondo to Louis Kaboom to Prince Gasket and then back to Mondo again, is I, Auric the Conqueror, but obviously I want to see Auric the Conqueror in the Lightning Collection because he may be a very oftenly forgotten character, But I would want to see Auric in the collection so we can have him aid the Zeo Rangers. And because, you know, in O Ranger, Auric the Conqueror, aka Gajaman, was somewhat an ally for King Ranger, you know, Riki in O Ranger. But I kind of wish that if they give us an Auric the Conqueror figure, that because when Bandai America did a Auric the Conqueror sized Megazord of him, I don't know why he was considered at one point a secondary Zord for the Gold Ranger, since the Gold Ranger had that big massive Pyramidas you know, Zord, you know, that big massive carrier Zord, pyramid shaped Zord of a Pyramidas. But, of course, that would be debunked when we actually saw Auric in the show, but knowing Auric is not a Zord. He actually functions as some sort of an ancient version of ancient Egyptian gladiator version of Ninjor for the Zeo Rangers. So, yeah, I hope Hasbro give us some more lineage about and reverence of Auric, because lately he's been a very forgotten character over time. Alright, so we skip a couple seasons and go straight to Power Rangers Mystic Force, because, man, Mystic Force had a 6th Ranger of sorts, but he still acted as more of a Ranger-like ally, but he's both. He's like both a Ranger-like ally and a 6th Ranger. So, Daggeron as the Solaris Knight, and alongside Genji. Well, if they actually do a Lightning Collection 2-pack of Genji and the Solaris Knight, that would be great, because you can also have an accessory of the Solaris Knight with the Genji's Genie Lamp, because, you know, knowing in the series, Daggeron, when he has as the Solaris Knight, he has Genji's lamp as a blaster gun, because, you know, what's so cool about it, and one of the few things I did like about Mystic Force, and when it came to our 6th Ranger arsenal, even though he's kind of a Ranger-like ally still, because given the fact he doesn't have the name Power Ranger in his name, though. But I bet you in the original 2006 Mystic Force toys by Bandai, they probably named him the Solaris Knight Power Ranger, when knowing the Solaris Knight is just, well, the Solaris Knight. But the Solaris Knight would have, like, the Genji Lamp Blaster, but you can also, and even probably another version of it where the Solaris Knight Lamp Blaster, Laser Lamp as it was called, to have a part of Genji's head peeking out of the thing, which will be interesting. And Genji in himself will be good to have as a secondary accessory, or I mean a character, to be with Solaris Knight, because he, because again, they go together better, because, you know, having a cat-themed genie with a night-themed Ranger with all that blue and gold to him, because you know how much I like the Solaris Knight, in his costume in Mystic Force, and even Maji Ranger's Maji Shine, because his costume has all of that perfect balance of all the gold. Even you could say, oh, there's too much gold on him. But still, I want to see the Solaris Knight in the Lightning Collection. Okay, I actually forgot a certain portion of this recording when I did this originally, but I also forgot to include the Sentinel Knight from Overdrive if I wanted him as a Lightning Collection figure for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection from Hasbro, because, you know, as much as I'm not a fan of Sentinel Knight's character, but his design still looks pretty cool, and even though he does function as a battleizer for Mac as the Red Ranger, as the Red Sentinel Ranger, not really sure if they should do do the figure where he can, you know, come off apart and then, like, take his body parts off and merge with the Red Ranger, if we ever do get a figure, or they'll probably wait until they do battleized Red Ranger figures in the Lightning Collection for Operation Overdrive and actually all the Power Rangers, and, you know, where we could get a Red Sentinel Ranger figure going. And although Sentinel Knight also had another figure of, you know, another version of him they could make as a figure, because, you know, given Operation Overdrive, Sentinel Knight had his ancient mode where his face was all black, but we still had his usual black and gold armored knight appearance. So if so need be, they should include him in the collection, and I would like to own a figure of him. We get fast forward a couple more seasons, I think. I was going to put the Spirit Rangers from Jungle Fury, but they already have Ranger in their name. So actually, go straight to Power Rangers Megaforce and Super Megaforce with Robo Knight. And, you know, again, Robo Knight, I've always wanted an action figure of, since I missed out getting every single action figure for him during Super Mega Force. And back when Bandai was still doing the toys for Power Rangers. When we had all those different 4-inch figures of him, that action hero figure of Robo Knight, and then that other Robo Knight figure I forgot even existed, probably like an 8-inch figure of him with like armored pieces during Super Mega Force's toy line. Because, you know, Robo Knight had like a whole bunch of action figures during Mega Force, which is crazy. You got your 4-inch figure, your basic 4-inch figure, you had your metallic Force 4-inch figure, that 5-inch action hero figure of him during Super Mega Force, and then some armored figure of him, I think. I can't remember. But on the Hasbro Power Ranger side of things, whenever Hasbro does do any Mega Force figures, I want them to do Robo Knight, because, in fact, Robo Knight, well, sadly, was the only character in Mega Force that actually had a character, since the Rangers, as much as I've said some bad things about him and stuff in the past, but Robo Knight, sadly, is the only character that in Mega Force that had the most development, since I really liked this character. I like his design, I liked his storyline, even what meagerness of it there was. But still, Robo Knight will be great to have in the Lightning Collection, since so far we, you know... Oh man, I forgot. Power Rangers Turbo. Okay, real quick before I wrap this series up, I meant to go back in actual series order, and I skipped somebody. Now, since Turbo, we already have Phantom Ranger. I was thinking that real quick that they should do Blue Centaurian, because the Blue Centaurian, you know, his character did start to grow on me the more I rewatched Turbo, despite that his voice, you know, his character may be one of the blandest characters in Turbo voice-wise, but his design is pretty good. You know, he's just a robot. He's just a law-enforcing robot sort of ranger. But even he may not have a ranger in his name. But I would love to own a Blue Centaurian figure to have him stand with the Phantom Ranger, since we already have Phantom Ranger represented for Turbo. So Blue Centaurian will be another character we should have in the Lightning Collection for Turbo, since this year is the anniversary. If they ever do a Blue Centaurian figure, I don't even know if they should make him as a sort of a GameStop exclusive or Walmart exclusive, Target exclusive sort of figure. You know, it would be cool. Or if you gave Blue Centaurian a certain accessory, you know, a certain vehicle release, because I believe he had like a motorcycle or something in Turbo, aside from his Robo Racer Zord. So, but still, I can't believe I skipped Blue Centaurian. I should have been in season order, but forgive me, folks, because, you know, it's just I'm running out of time, and, you know, I should have put this part of the video out like last Friday or Saturday, but I had things to do. But anyway, so those are my 5 Ranger-like allies I would like to see in the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Ninjor, Auric the Conqueror, Blue Centaurian, Solaris Knight with Genji, and Robo Knight. So those are those 5 right there. And so that's it for this 4-part Power Rangers Lightning Collection wish list of things. Now, the next time if I see any more of this stuff, like for helmets and morphers, Zord Ascension Project Megazords, and etc., those type of videos for this kind of wish list will be saved for another time. But for now, I want to get back to the mainline stuff for the podcast, and yeah, so that's my wish list of Rangers, villains, monsters, and Ranger-like allies I would like to see in the Lightning Collection in the very near future for Power Rangers by Hasbro. So that's it until the next 4-parter or so of this wish list for morphers, Megazords, helmets, and roleplay weapons. Until next time, folks. Thanks for watching.